Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Samantha from Dimo, head of growth with them. How are you doing today, Samantha?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you on today's show. And for our listeners curious, right, what is Dimo all about? So let's start it off with that. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more, Sam?
Dimo is the easiest way to turn your car into a smart car and enter the world of Web3. Now, Web3 is one of these terms that has been attached to a lot of buzzwords, NFTs, crypto, blockchain. It can seem really unapproachable, but at its core, Web3 is about acknowledging where consumers are and where they're going. So many consumers today have become acutely aware of the value that they contribute to the companies that they interact with. And they have higher expectations and standards for where they're going to put their time, eyeballs, and money. They want transparency. They want a two-way relationship, not a one-way relationship. And at its core, Web3 is about sharing in the value that's being created, providing ownership, and providing transparency. And that's what making your car smart allows you to do. You are able to own your data, choose who has access to it, and get the most value from your vehicle.
All right, interesting. So that way our listeners could get a good understanding of Demo. So that what would you say are the problems that you solve for clients? Or
So most people kind of have a sense that their car is connected to the internet or has this digital software component, but that data that your car has is really not for you as the owner or driver of the car. It's for the mechanic, it's for the insurance company. It's kind of used oftentimes against you rather than for you, or at the very least, you're not having the full control and ownership over it. So we are able to connect you to the intelligence that your car is already collecting. So if you want to read an error code, you don't have to go to the mechanic to do that. You can either use one of our devices. We have plug-in devices, very easy. You just plug it into the port underneath the vehicle steering column, or you can connect if your car is already connected to an app. I'm sorry, can I start over?
yeah, definitely. Do you want to take it from the top?
Yeah, let's take it from the top.
Okay. Yep. That's great. So, well, can you, in your own words, or wait, sorry, nope, there we go. Got me all rattled there too as well. All right. So that everyone that is listening could get a good understanding of Demo. Can you give us maybe a few key problems that you solve for clients, Samantha?
We enable drivers to access the same information that their car's already collecting, but that's often reserved for manufacturers and mechanics, but you don't get to see what's happening on the computer in your car, and you don't get a record of that information. So first by collecting that data, then by actually utilizing it, by sharing it with key partners, you can get additional discounts, have better interactions with your vehicle. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Can we start over? This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
one I
that,
didn't really prepare for, which is really bad.
no,
Sorry about that.
we'll start from the top again, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me take some water. All right. Well, Samantha, so that everyone that is listening could get a good understanding of Demo, can you give us some key problems that you solve for clients?
Yes, so I think a lot of people recognize that your car is collecting data. There's insurance companies that will give you discounts every month to have a copy of it by plugging in a device under your steering wheel. But drivers don't actually get a copy of that information and they're not able to use it for themselves. So we give you access to the data that your car already collects so that you can be smarter about your maintenance decisions and use it to get preferential relationships with different service providers through our marketplace. We provide discounts, and we also provide weekly rewards, sort of like an airline mile for your car, to all of our users for participating in the network and contributing their data on a large scale to anonymized, on a large scale.
Definitely, that's great. So then, who would you say are your clients? Is there a vertical or niche segment that you guys like to go after?
So we are very early in terms of we're right now very much attracting early adopters and even pre-innovators, I would call them, who are interested in concepts of decentralization, where data is being collected and I'm so sorry. Can we start over? I'm awful. Okay.
I'll start from the top again. All right.
Yep.
All right, awesome. So then who would you say your clients are? Is there a segment, a niche that you guys like to focus on?
Yeah, so our current niche is very much an overlap between people who are excited about data, excited about Web3 principles, and cars. So we have fleets who are on the network who are looking to track their vehicles inexpensively. We have individual drivers who want to avoid a trip to the mechanic if they could just use our device to read an error code and skip that inconvenience. And then we have people who are really interested in earning the weekly rewards. So our reward is actually a cryptocurrency token that's listed on Coinbase. And we reward our early adopters with weekly distributions.
Awesome, great. And so that way our listeners could get a good understanding on Demo, you being the head of growth there. How do you get those people in the door, right? What would you say is the top client acquisition channel for you guys?
We have a lot of word of mouth and are very active on organic social. That's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We also do paid advertising to retarget and emphasize those efforts. But one of the really wonderful parts about this new Web3 community is that it is a community and there is a two-way relationship. So our existing users are our best evangelists and advocates. They're frequently mentioning us, not necessarily even incentivized. They're just out there talking about the project, talking about developments that they're excited about. And that definitely multiplies our marketing efforts in a way that I think is unique to this new view towards your relationship with an organization. It's almost like instead of buying something from a company, you're joining a club. And there is more loyalty from the average consumer than you would get if we were just a gadget.
That's awesome to hear. And well, I am here on the website, demo.zone. What role does the website play for client acquisition?
Yeah, so our website is definitely trying to serve a lot of different constituents. And I think that that's been one of the challenges where we have fleets, we have people who are interested in their rewards, we have people who want to just take care of their car. So it's been important to, I think the first thing that our website does is it gives a sense of trust that it's designed well, we've got some fun animations on there, and especially in the Web3 crypto world, there can be a lot of hype, and you want to show that like we're a real company, that we're going to stick around whether the prices go up or the prices go down. We're here about the technology that we're building. We're not just trying to hype in the short term. So there's a trust building, I think, in terms of the professionalism of the website, but also it's about segmenting users and allowing them to segment themselves really quickly. So whether you're a developer who's interested in making an app on the network, or whether you are a partner who wants to offer your services to our customers, or whether you're a potential customer who wants to buy a device, we try to give you all of those options at the top.
Awesome, awesome, great to hear. And is there any tools or methods as far as some marketing strategies from your side that you would recommend to our listeners?
Sorry, you froze for a second.
Thank you. So Are there any tools or methods that you're looking at when it comes to marketing? So our listeners can get a good recommendation from you.
Yeah, I think that one of the important lessons is that people are going to, you kind of can't, 10 years ago, you could build an entire startup just on Facebook. People were kind of in one place. And now there is a fragmentation of users, even for our audience, which tends to be more niche, and a lot of them are on Twitter. We still have to be in a lot of different channels, not just because people are in different places, but because people are looking to build more trust. And that means more touch points from different places. It can't be 5 ads. It's got to be an ad plus a piece of press, plus something organic, plus a video, plus an influencer. So we're really active in kind of every channel you can think of, even though we are very early, because we want to make sure that we're going to find someone 5 times in 5 different places.
All right, awesome, great to hear that. When let's switch gears a little bit, Samantha, and talk about you as a leader, you being the head of growth there. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
So I spend a fair amount of time on our social listening tools. So I start my day looking at our social listening to get a sense of what opportunities are there already happening organically in the marketplace that we can try to emphasize. So I started my career early stage acquisition. I actually started in direct mail, and it was a very kind of ad first and then educate. And now I think it's an educate and then ads to help push people across the line and make it through the noise. But they oftentimes need to discover you organically. And then it's a matter of identifying the strongest organic touch points that should be repeated or boosted, expanded.
All right, awesome, great to hear that. And well, let's jump into our following section, Samantha. It's our rapid fire question round. So are you ready for them?
Sure.
Awesome. First off, what is the last book that you read?
A book called All the Beauty in the World. It's written a memoir by a security guard from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So very cool in my world where everything's changing, everything's about progress and fast. His career was spent where everything staying the same was success. And that different perspective was really fun to listen to.
Okay, awesome. Great to hear that. Good read. Now, what is one single thing that your company's focused on at the moment the most?
We are very focused on our technology and the app experience and making sure that our users find something that is going to keep them coming back. We don't, there's a lot of trends that come and go, but we want to create everyday real world utility for our customers.
All right, great to hear that. Now, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Attribution. It's just a nightmare. Especially when you have the luxury of a lot of organic mentions out there, really figuring out were those ad dollars well spent or just extra. If we could get true attribution, including view through, would be amazing.
Yep, definitely. All right, awesome to hear that. Now, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Updating linear and Asana and all of those task management, my
Tools.
life is so much better when those are clean, but it takes a lot of time to get those up to date.
Definitely. All right, awesome. And well, I like you mentioned, we're talking about your experience, but what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Um, I think it would be to not be scared of new channels. I think there's a lot of times where people think, oh, I'm this kind of marketer, I'm that kind of marketer. At the end of the day, because I started my career in direct mail, when I first entered digital, it was really scary. I was like, am I going to even be able to do it? And then weeks in, I was like, oh, this is just the same stuff with different words, different names. So I think if you have those core principles and core understanding of what it means to communicate a message, it doesn't matter necessarily where you're communicating it. You just have to make sure you're thinking about the user and what their needs and problems and bandwidth come down to.
Awesome. Great advice there. Well, Samantha, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your company?
It would be that Web3 is not scary, it's not hype, it's not fraud. There's a lot of fantastic technology that's being built, and that if you don't have control over your data and the technology that you rely on every day, it's going to just keep getting tougher and tougher. And your car, most of us are in it every day. So it's a great place to start. And you can connect very easily, either for free or really inexpensively.
Awesome. Great. Well, you guys heard it there. You can always check them out at dimo.zone. Thank you so much, Samantha, for being on. For our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and looking forward to our next episode at PathMonk Presents. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.